हेलो फ्रेंड, वेलकम बैक टू द किल पांडे शो. फ्रेंड्स, फिल्म कंपेनियन साउथ एक चैनल है, उसमें थलपति विजय का एक वीडियो आया है. द नेम इज राइज ऑफ थलपति एंड विल गेट टू नो थलपति विजय का जो भी लियो से आई गेस नियर बाई जो भी हमको कुछ क्लिप्स, ऑडियंस का क्लिप्स एंड अबाउट थलपति विजय, हिज राइज फ्रॉम like 10-12 जो भी years है, like 1 decade, how he has come to this position as a like number one right now top in the Tamil industry. We'll get to know. So friends, अगर आपने हमारा चैनल सब्सक्राइब नहीं किया, प्लीज़ सब्सक्राइब करें, हमको ऐसे ही सपोर्ट करते रहे. आइए ये वीडियो देखते हैं.
Here are some of the pictures featuring director Lokesh Kanakaraj attending a screening of his film Leo. From the crowds, you may assume these are photos clicked in Chennai, Madurai or Salem. But observe closely and you will realize that these pictures are from Palakkad, one of the smaller cities in neighbouring Kerala. Leo, the Vijay film Lokesh was promoting, is all set to earn rupees 50 crore in Kerala just a week after release. The Vijay film is said to have been allotted 400 screens in the Malayalam-speaking state, a major number even for big Malayalam releases. Wow. But would Lokesh have received a similar welcome had he taken a non-Vijay movie to Kerala? Unlikely. Don't think so. But what exactly is the reason behind Thalapathy's mega stardom in a state known for its realistic, sober cinema that earlier gave rise to masters such as Adoor and Aravindan? How do the Malayalis find an equal place for an actor like Mohanlal, Mammootty and Fahad Fasil and still have room left for the mass movies of Vijay? Nice. Let's find out. If you've lived in Kerala for a small period of time, you may have experienced the superstardom of Vijay firsthand. Apart from Thalapathy, only a handful of Tamil names such as Rajinikanth, Surya, Vikram, nice. Shankar and Maniratnam get the kind of statewide support for a big release. Okay. Even so, the Vijay levels of stardom, even for comparatively low-key films, are a matter of pop cultural legend, with even Mammootty and Mohanlal films making way for a big Vijay release. His cultural phenomenon in Kerala is such that in February 2019, PC George, an MLA from Punyar in Kottayam, raised many eyebrows when he claimed during a television debate that Vijay had more fans in Kerala than Malayali megastars Mammootty and Mohanlal. And it's not just the politicians. The erstwhile sub-collector Umesh Keshavan in the remotest Wayanad district made news in 2018 when a Facebook post spoke about the actor's popularity among his district's tribal children. He wrote, "Many Malayali kids and students in Wayanad do not understand Tamil, but that is not a problem at all. Vijay on screen is enough for them. Every time I talk to kids here, I use my pic with Vijay as a trump card to make them listen to me and address their issues. Vijay in Kerala is far bigger than Vijay in Tamil Nadu." And if that's not proof enough, the star's tallest cutout, tallest in the world at the time, towering at a massive 175 feet, was not constructed in a theatre in Tamil Nadu. It was the handiwork of the Kollam Nanbans, a fan group based out of South Kerala's Kollam district. But where did all this madness begin? C.S. Venkateshwaran, National Award-winning film critic and historian, says Malayalis have traditionally shared a special admiration for Tamil films of MGR, Sivaji Ganesan, Kamal Haasan and Rajinikanth. There has always been a Malayali viewership for Tamil films. Nice. For instance, there are certain films and genres, like Subramaniapuram for instance, which Malayalis have accepted only in Tamil. Explicit caste-based narratives, violent gangster films and certain films with a rural rustic setting always work better in Tamil. Interestingly, it was also the case with mass entertainment films, like the ones Vijay was part of. But Vijay's popularity in Kerala began even before the star assumed the role of a mass hero in the 2000s. Ooh. His 1999 romantic drama Thullada Manum Thullu ran for 100 days in Kochi's Padma Theatre. At a time when Kamal Haasan no idea about this film could manage such a feat. Edin, who directed the film, said in an earlier interview, "I remember being surprised by the attention the film was getting in Kerala. The songs and the emotions really connected with the audiences there. Also because it's unlike the Malayalam films of the time. But it's not just the film. Vijay too went on to make a solid impression. It was a sign of things to come." Another factor that contributed to his popularity was the lack of a young, relatable hero, argues Venkateshwar. By the early 2000s, Mammootty and Mohanlal had already been the reigning superstars for over 2 decades. So we reached a point where they were no longer considered young heroes. Vijay managed to easily fill this vacuum with films that were equally high on action as they were on dance, songs and a love angle. For the generation that was growing up until then, they finally had a hero that was a lot like them. Even Kunjaka Bhuvan, the lone young hero of the late 90s, didn't really manage to transition from Chocolate Boy roles to those of an older, massier hero, something Vijay managed with ease. This, despite one of Vijay's first super hits, Fasil's Kadalikku Mariyadai, being the direct remake of one of Kunjako Boban's biggest hits, Aniyati Pravu. Producer-distributor G. Dhananjayan feels that it's the limitations of the much smaller Malayalam film industry that further contributed to Vijay's stardom in Kerala. The budgets of even bigger Malayalam films are just a portion of the scale of a Vijay film. The Malayali audience has always been huge fans of big, massively mounted films. Until a few years ago, Malayalam films couldn't even imagine making films at such a large scale, and naturally, whenever a Rajinikanth or a Vijay film hit the screens, they would gravitate towards them in large numbers for the sheer entertainment. Even the huge success of the two Bahubali films in Kerala is a result of this. Tamil film songs, especially those from Vijay's films, have also been extremely popular in the youth school and college dance circuits until a recent rule disallowed film songs in such competitions. Even the early morning show culture in Kerala was pioneered by Vijay films, says senior film journalist and trade analyst Sridhar Pillai. Malayalam films never had shows before 9 am. But with certain distributors insisting on early morning shows for Vijay's films and proving how lucrative they are, Malayalam films too have begun to emulate this model to reap rich benefits. Though a Rajinikanth or a Shankar film too managed to overhaul the distribution and exhibition system in the state, their lack of frequency, a film every 3 years or so, never really managed to bring about permanent changes. Vijay also started to actively promote his films in the state, and these fan visits also contributed to creating a culture that ensured a massive opening. But with a Vijay film releasing every year, his films changed the way things function. For instance, a Vijay film would release in as many as 14 centres in Thiruvananthapuram, even when the regular Mohanlal or Mammootty film would be running in 4 or 5. And when Pokhari released in 2005, it was sold in Kerala for a record 1.5 crore. This went up to rupees 7 crore for Sarkar, and the asking price for a film like Digil was upwards of rupees 10 crore. External factors that also contributed to this popularity is how the average Malayali can very easily understand Tamil. It also helps that the politics of Kerala never really alienated the people and the culture of another state. But it's also interesting to note how offbeat films from Tamil don't always get the same reception as masala films do in Kerala. Malayalis have their own films when it comes to realistic and serious topics. With Tamil, they want films they can celebrate in the theatres. At Venkateswaran also points to how the new generation of Malayalam films presented the audience with a castrated Malayali hero. Some of the roles of actors like Fahad Fasila and Nivin Pauly are an example of this. They come with a certain impotence in their inability to play the manly savior. Some of the recent hits even follow the pattern of the protagonist being unable to take charge of his destiny, characters that are always filled with insecurities. The films of Vijay, Surya or Vikram is the opposite of this, but they are not superheroes. Vijay especially take up roles of social justice warriors dealing with very relatable issues like water shortage, the farmer crisis and corruption. That's what appeals to them. This is also the mode of other Tamil stars like Surya, Vikram and Ajit have used to steadily create a significant fan base in the state. But I doubt the newer Tamil stars would be able to replicate this model today. The younger Malayalam stars such as Dulquer Salman, Nivin Pauly or Tobino Thomas are balancing their offbeat choices with big mass entertainment films like Kayambulam Kuchini and King of Kotha. So apart from the established stars like Vijay, Surya, Vikram and Ajit, I don't see many newer stars making a major presence there. Adds Dhananjay. As for the thoroughbred Malayali Vijay fan, the actor is someone they look up to as their older brother, their Anand. For Anandu Padikal, the president of the Kollam district committee of Vijay's fan club in Kerala, being a Vijay fan is part of his identity. I became his fan seeing his dance moves back when I was just around 7 or 8, and by the time I was allowed to watch movies in theatres, Anand had films like Gilli, Tirupachi and Sivakasi releasing one after another. This created a statewide fan base which resulted in even our dressing style and mannerisms being influenced by him, especially during the release of Pokhari. This is also the period when fan clubs began to mushroom across the state, with flex sports of stars such as Vijay, Surya, Allu Arjun, Ajit and Vikram becoming a regular sight even in smaller towns. And that's why Anandu, a member of the Kollam Nalbans, decided to build Vijay's massive cutout as a move to create their own identity among various fan clubs. We do all this because being a Vijay fan is a part of who we are. But how do the families of such fans react to the time-consuming and often expensive devotion? At first, my family was not very supportive of all the time and money we were spending on such activities. But they slowly understood what it's really about for us. Out of the 365 days, we are engaged in some kind of positive activity in at least 300 of them. Unlike what people think about us as fans, there's a lot of good work that we do, and my family has come to understand that. There's always the positives to take away from Anand's films. With Leo looking to become one of the biggest hits in the state, despite its mixed reviews, it is safe to say that Vijay's superstardom in Kerala is intact and well. How would you explain the reasons behind his stardom in the state? And why is it that only Vijay and the neighboring Allu Arjun was able to create this impression?
Nice.
Does it have to do with their dance moves, or are there more reasons? Let us know in the comment section.
Nice friends, I like this video. Like it was very well explained by V Menon. Like I think he seems to be a fan of Thalapathy Vijay, and more of what it is also surprising. Maybe ये पहले भी सुना हो कि apart from Thalapathy Vijay, even they have a massive fan following of Allu Arjun. I don't know why. Even Allu Arjun is very famous in north part of India. And I like जो भी कैसे भी हो, I guess how they dissected that maybe for a decade मोहनलाल जी, ममूटी जी वो सीनियर हो गए, सुपरस्टार हो गए, and they were looking for a young star like who can do massy roles, and Thalapathy Vijay filled that role properly. I think that was one of the main reasons. Surya who Allu Arjun ho, but I think somehow like that is a God's grace कि Thalapathy Vijay he was like they were able to connect with Thalapathy Vijay. So nice video, very well made, and very happy seeing this. And also look, I was not knowing about that 175 feet cutout that was done for Nanman, so I was not knowing that. And also very happy that so many fan clubs are there of of star of other state in other part of India, like that tells about our country, we how different we are, still we are one. So hope you like this video. I like this video. What is your opinion on this video? Do let us know in the comment section. तब तक के लिए अलविदा. Take care.